3, 2, 1. Michael Buffer, bring me into 2020.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and let's get ready for EJ Boxing Live.
Need a round of applause for that. And we are live. EJ Boxing Live here, boy. And yeah, man, we're gonna do a poll. It's gonna take some while, but hey, this is gonna be good. I think it's gonna be quite enjoyable. We go through it. I always love history. I wouldn't say I'm a historian, but I say I really do enjoy the history of boxing. And yeah, I'm trying to make this fun. And you guys just chip in as it is, man. Like, so this is my poll on my YouTube channel. Check on the community page, and then you can you can vote as we go along, man. We vote as we go along. So just gonna make sure I turn down all my notifications on my phone, and then we're gonna start. You can see on the screen right now. See on the screen right now. Who is the best fighter of the decade? 19 from the 1900 to 1999. Not yeah, bro. Like even saying it as well. From the 1900s from 1900 to 1999. So the best fight of the decade as follows. And there's no order. It is. What's up, Michael Johnson boxing? What's going on, bro? What to do? We're cool, man. All right. So if you go over on the community page, you can vote as we go along. So on the page, I'm gonna start from the bottom. A Patel, Judge Joe Walcott, the welterweight champion. Joe Gans, Sam Lanford. I think I spelled that wrong enough. I think it's D in it. I spelled his name wrong. And Jack Johnson, the Galveston Giant, or Lil Arthur, they used to call him. So as follows, yeah. I don't even know about A Patel's. I think it's a featherweight. I think he's a featherweight, or is he a featherweight? A great featherweight champion. I put him there. These guys are dominant champions in the divisions. For numerous times. A Patel's had great fights. I think great fights. I think Lutender and them guys there has some great fights with them guys there. Judge Joe Walcott, stand at 5'1", had fights with what's his name? Tiger Flowers and Joe Gans, and he was considered one of the greatest fighters of the time. Joe Gans, obviously, one of the greatest lightweights of all time. So Judge Joe Walcott, the first Judge Joe Walcott, welterweight champion. Joe Gans, the lightweight champion, great lightweight champion, and a couple of like he had some really stuff, man. He in the era he wasn't allowed to fight. Like they had like 25 rounds, something like that. And in the contract, he wasn't allowed to fight until round 7. And he became a master boxer because, like, when he was fighting around where the ropes were, the fans used to try and hit him and cut him. So that's why he became a master boxer and stayed in the ring and used. He was the first guy to implement you guys, the modern day boxers, using his jab and using his reach to keep fighters at bay. He kind of used it. That's to keep fighters there. And Joe Gans was a master boxer, 100%. Sam Lanford, again, he started basically at lightweight, went all the way up to heavyweight. For all the best guys, fought everyone. Tiger Flowers, fought Joe Gans, fought Josie Walcott, fought Fireman Flynn, fought Philadelphia Jack O'Brien, fought Stanley Ketchel. Just all the fighters. He had a great fight with Harry Wills, backwards and forwards. Just like basically, some people don't even know about Sam Lanford. Shame I spelled the name wrong. I should check the spelling on that. But Sam Lanford is that's over there. And also you have Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson, one of the first black heavyweight champion. A lot of people would probably say that goes to, is it Molyneux? Yeah, Molyneux. They would go to Thingy Molyneux versus back then. Sam versus, was it? Yeah, Tom Cribb versus Jack was Thingy Molyneux. And they made him as the first heavyweight champ. But yeah, Jack Johnson, regardless, because he beat obviously Tommy Burns and went on to beat Jim J. Jeffries. And he had some good fights. And he was like the first guy polarizing in boxing to even got fight films banned for like 20 years because the arguments and fights that people upset that a black fight would be beating up a white fighter. So you guys will put your poll in. I'm gonna put my vote in right now, see whether you guys agree or not. That's cool, whether you agree or not. Hopefully the sounds all right. But do me see, check my sound, see my sound sounds good. It should be all right. Right now, it should be yeah, there you go. Okay, you got Jack, yeah? Coach Jack. You got Jack. You go if you what's up? That looks like zone 6, Coach Jack. Coach K. That looks like zone 6, man. What up? What's going on, James? You guys, what's going on, you guys? That looks like zone 6 in the chat right there. That you zone. You change your name, Coach K. Because it looks like a picture of you zone in there, unless someone just took your picture. James Drunk Water. What's up, man? Yeah, what's up? Michael Johnson boxing talk and more. Yeah, man. Look, listen, you guys go to my community page on this channel here, and then you can just vote as follows, man. Put your votes down. So I'm gonna put my vote down. Let me go and put my vote in. Put my vote in right now as we speak. All right, so I'm gonna put my vote in. I'm gonna go. A lot of people have Jack Johnson, and Joe Gans is definitely of the decade. Of the decade, listen, let me put it this way, right? Sam Lanford, yeah, you know I spelled his wrong, right? He was so dominant, yeah, that people didn't want to fight him. Even Jack Johnson didn't want to fight him when he was champion, and he beat Jack Johnson, or Jack Johnson beat him, depending on how you put it. He was so dominant that even in the next era, that when Jack Dempsey was champion, Jack Dempsey was looking for an opponent, and he volunteered. He said, "Yo, I'll fight you. You know, if you haven't got an opponent, I'll fight you." And even at advanced age, he was very old. Yeah, even blind in one eye. That what's his name again? Tex Rickard said, "Nah, man." Said, "Well, nah, we don't want you." That's how bad he was. Like, he's just that dominant. Like, people regard him as one of the greatest of all time. So, if the greatest dominance, yeah, in my opinion, I'm gonna go with Sam Lanford. Now, I could have put Joe Gans and if it's Joe Walcott, but I'm gonna go with Sam Lanford. That's on rap. So Sam Lanford has got my poll in that one. You guys vote as accordingly, and it'll keep going on. So this is the decade. So let's move to the next decade. Next decade we have. No, don't go too far, EJ. Ooh, getting too far, yeah. Easy. Yeah, we need to bring that back. Reel it back. Boom. Come rewind. Powerful impact. Boom. Come on now. There you go. Bring it back. Okay, the next decade. So 1910 to 1919, the next decade. So I'll go from the bottom. Jack Dempsey, obviously heavyweight champion, dominated. Sam Lanford, I spelled his name right on that one. Jack Johnson, Ted Kid Lewis, and Jimmy Wild. Jack Dempsey. He was a champion for most of the 1910 to thing, but the problem with him is like actually, you know, I might have got this wrong. You know, I don't think I got it wrong. No, it is not. The problem with him is that he was inactive, man. He was inactive most of the decade. You know what I'm saying? He won it, because he lost the belt in the 20s. He was quite inactive, man. He won the belt from Jeff Willard, but he didn't fight that many times, and he hasn't really got that great names. And a great fight with Louis Firpo, great fight with him, but great names, not so much. You know what I mean? He had a great sparring with Harry Greb, who apparently some people said he was getting the better of him, but not so much, man, in this era. Not so much. Not so much. Sam Lanford, we already talked about him when Jack Dempsey was there in this era. We already talked about him already. We talked about Jack Johnson. Ted Kid Lewis. I think he was the Mighty Atom. He was a great fighter, very busy, very active in the division in the decade. And Jimmy Wild. I think it's the Mighty Atom. No, Jimmy Wild. The first British fighter to go to the Americans and beat the Americans up. In this decade here, I'll go with Jack Johnson. Jack Johnson in this decade here. Which is like, he was the end of the last one. See, look, if you look at the poll there, they've got Jack Dempsey in this one. If you look at the poll, right, the thing is, some of their careers crossed over into the next decade. So Jack Dempsey was another one, but because he was fighting in that decade, but this is the decade where he started to make inroads, and this is where, because it's the end of Jack Johnson's decade, and he put it in. So, but Jack Johnson was he had to fight. They forced him out. He was so dominant. They forced him out of the country, and he fight in France and all these other countries because in America, like I said, from the race, right? So I'll put him. I got Jack Johnson in this decade. So we move on to the next one. Let me see what you guys saying in the chat. Actually, I'll bring it up on my phone. Actually, bring it up on my phone to see what you guys are saying. Some really good polls in that. So we got game through, and even gonna go through to the current one as well. So let me just bring this up on my phone so I can see what you guys are saying in the chat. If you're saying anything, if you're saying anything at all. Yeah, cool. Oh, Raphael Dawkins, what's that? The decade or century? Decade. But we're getting decade. These are the decades, man. What's up, Raphael Dawkins? Combat Radio. Happy New Year. Langford. So Langford. Hey, Hey, listen. I'll put the link in, and you guys can jump in. You guys can jump in if you want to. You want to jump in? Just let me know, or you can just do the poll and vote as you vote out accordingly, because that's cool. Yes. It's Rafi. Rafi's the man, boy. All right. So on this decade here, I think Zone's put Langford. On this decade here, Langford was still advanced age. Like I said to you about the Jack Johnson thing, I go on this decade here. Who did I pick the last one? In the last decade. 1 second. Let me put last decade. I picked Jack Johnson, isn't it? No, I picked Sam Langford on that one. Jack Johnson's winning. You can see Jack Johnson's winning on the poll. And you can see people voting on the poll already. They've already got Joe Gans, but they got Jack Johnson. I mean, I got Sam Langford. You know what I mean? That's the way I pick it. On this poll here, I'm gonna go with Jack Johnson. I don't like the way they were treating him. I don't like the way they were cheating. So they got Jack Dempsey. I don't like the way they're beating. Obviously, Jack Dempsey was busy all the time, and the fight. And most people remember Jack Johnson in this era. You know what I mean? That's the era they kind of remember him in. But because he beat but with me, I'll pick Jack Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I think Jack Johnson was the man. He had a lot of notable fights in this era here. So I picked Jack Johnson. Okay. Have I got? Yeah. Actually, I've got it correctly. Okay. Pick Jack Johnson. He was the man in the division. All right. That's who I got. Let's go to the next decade. Next decade. We have. There we go. We got some great names here, man. And there's some good history. Good history, man. So you guys might know about these guys here. So I'll start from bottom and work my way up to the top, right? So Harry Wills, the Black Panther. Now, this is the thing, the period, right? Harry Wills, yeah. He's another fighter that they didn't want to give him a shot at the heavyweight title. They was gonna give him a shot at the heavyweight title. He had great fights with Sam Langford. He had fights with Sam McVeigh, Jim Jennett, all them guys back in, all the black guys and then there was the Negro championships at the time. But he wanted a shot at the heavyweight title, and he was like one of them great fighters who didn't get a shot, and he wanted a shot, right? So he talked to, I think it's Jack Kearns and Tex Record to try and get a shot. And Jack Dempsey was gonna fight him, right? They were close, they were just gonna make the fight. At the last minute, they pulled out and put Gene Tunney in there, and he didn't get his shot. And it's a waste. So I put him in there, but he was dominant, fought great fighters. He was a great fighter, right? Oh, Zone's already got Greb already. Right? He was a great fighter, and he was avoided as well. We never got a chance in his prime to go against Jack Dempsey. A lot of people felt he deserved his shot, and he was a great fighter. Like, I think he could have probably beat Dempsey, and then it'd have been a different thing. But he never got his shot. The next guy coming is Gene Tunney, the fighting Marine. You guys know about Gene Tunney. Gene Tunney was a great fighter, a great master boxer. He's just really good. He was the first student study of the sport. He studied the sport well. And with Gene Tunney, he had some fights with Harry Greb. Harry Greb was the first guy to even beat him, busted him up, man. Beat him bad, bro. Harry Greb was a bad man, Harry Greb beat him up, and you know what I'm saying? But he learned from that, and went on to beat Jack Dempsey twice. So, you know what I mean? In this era, it was some great fights, man. Great fights, but he's definitely there, man. Gene Tunney. And it was also the first guy, heavyweight champion, to retire undefeated. So, 100%. Jack Dempsey, obviously, his reign was coming to an end. He had good fights in his reign, like I said, Jeff Willard, thingy Luis Furbo on his record, and it was coming to the end. And he, last thing he said, like they put a 10 rounder against Gene Tunney. He was supposed to win, he lost, but in the rematch, the battle of the long count, he got his shot in, but he forgot the new rules coming in from Marcus Queensbury. You have to go to the corner, and he never went to the corner. And Johnny was allowed to recover. We were not allowed. It recovered and got up and obviously won on points. But people actually, was it in the first fight? No, it was the second fight. Yeah, second fight. And that's what people remember, the battle of the long count between Jack Dempsey and Gene Tunney. And so Jack Dempsey definitely one of the more notable names of that decade right there. Benny Leonard, one of the greatest lightweights of all time. He hold the championship all way into the decade, even into the decade above, into the 30s, like the early 30s. So definitely I put his name in there for all the great fighters at the time. And then we've got Harry Greb, boy. What more can I say? Beat up Jack Dempsey in sparring. First man to beat Gene Tunney. He fought Tiger Flowers. You know what I'm saying? He fought all the names, man. He got all the names in his resume. So in this era, who am I going to pick, man? I love to pick Harry Wills. I want to pick Harry Wills, but I think the most dominant guy in there, remember, like the best guy of the decade that people consider, I have to be Harry Greb, man. I go with Harry Greb. So me and Coach K there, we got that. And look at that, it's tied. So on the poll, some people got Benny Leonard, they got Jack Dempsey. I'm surprised they ain't got Gene Tunney, and they definitely ain't got Harry Wills. So it's all tied up on the polls, man. So make sure as we're going along, you guys put your click down on the polls, man. Let's go to the next one. Okay. Next one, next decade. All right, rolling up into the next decade. So from the 1930 to the 1939, start at the bottom. Jerry McClellan, he had fights with Barney Ross. Who was the other guys he fought with? He fought is the Italian guy, Tony Canzoneri. All them guys there, backwards and forwards, they fought each other, man. They fought each other in a ring or a round robin, backwards and forwards. Some of the great fights right there. Who you got? Harry, yo, he's really, straight away he ain't playing around, bro. My man ain't playing around. He got Harry Armstrong straight away. Jim McClellan, they fought each other around, but the one who got the better of most of them, Jerry McClellan, Tony McClellan, and Jim McLaurin on them is Barney Ross. But he was a great fighter. They had some great fights back there. Yeah, maybe making me laugh because you're already just straight ahead zone. You ain't playing around, bro. But yeah, man. So Jerry McClellan was a great fighter. So he definitely put on the list, and as one of the great fighters of the decade that year. Barney Ross obviously fought all them guys. They got the better of majority of them as well. Great fire. And also you got Kid Chocolate, the original Kid Chocolate, the Cuban Bobo man. Everyone knows about him, the Bomber man. Like Cuban, he was very good. Like he was a very good flashy fighter. Like, you know what I mean? He was one of the fighters of the time. If you saw him, you know, like with the hair slicked back and stuff like that. And later on, obviously, you got Ray Robertson and all them guys. They had that kind of style. You know what I mean? He was a showman. I mean, like Ray Robertson. I don't know if Ray Robertson probably looked at him and said, "Yo, that's the guy I want to be." But this guy, Kid Chocolate, he was a model flash, great hand speed fighter, and one of the greatest fighters of the decade. Obviously, Joe Louis, man. So Joe Louis right there is one of the most dominant heavyweight champions ever. Dominant champion of the decade when there was one belt. If there was one belt, this guy holding the belt for, I think it was 12 years. Was it 12 years? The most longest reigning champion, dominant champion. Just carried the belt with class. Beat one of the noble things, obviously, is when he beat what's he getting? Joey, what's his name? Max Schmeling. Max Schmeling. When Max Schmeling beat him when he wasn't a champion, when he got the belt, he gave Max Schmeling a chance to get his belt back, and he beat him wickedly in the rematch, brutally, bro. You know what I'm saying? And even through the reigns, he had great fights, man. Josie Walker he had a fight with back then. Who else he fight? He fought so many defenses. He fought what's his name again? Obviously, he won the title from Jimmy Braddock. and went on. Oh yeah, he fought that guy Billy Conn. Billy Conn looked like he was winning the fight, and he looked like he's winning kind of all scorecards. But you can run, but you can't hide. And he beat him, Billy Conn, and also. Oh, you knocked out. What's his that big freaking guy? The big bloody Italian. I can't remember his name again. So you know his name. The big Italian he knocked out. What's that guy, man? Oh, the heavyweight champion before he knocked him out bad, bro. Because the guy was talking crazy, and an Italian guy was talking madness, bro. One of the biggest heavyweight, tallest champion. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. He beat him. He had a couple of rematches as well, but just the more dominant champion. So definitely in there. So obviously, I didn't say number one, but Harry Armstrong, yeah, Homicide Hank, without no doubt, yeah, about Henry Armstrong. Everyone know about Henry Armstrong, boy. Like perpetual motion, boy. Never stopped, kept coming forward. Beat Barney Ross. He beat who was it? Who he beat? Lou Ambers. I think he beat Lou Ambers. Yeah, beat Lou Ambers. He featherweight. What is it? Featherweight, lightweight, welterweight, and challenged for the middleweight title. This guy had 3 belts when there was no in between weights, holding them down simultaneously. Yeah, wicked. And even the middleweight title against Cefio Garcia, people say he won that fight, but he didn't get. So that man would have had 4 belts, bruv. That's unheard of. Yeah, he should have had 4 belts, but 3 belts, and he's stand up 5'7". It's just crazy, bro. That guy was on it. Ain't never seen the likes of that before. No one's been that. People say Pacquiao was like him, but nah, bro. Nah. There ain't no one like Henry Armstrong, bro. And so in this group here, dominant champion, the champion that most people remember, like you might say Henry Armstrong. I'm gonna go with Joe Louis, man. But you know, zone, you know what I'm saying? He gonna pick Henry Armstrong. I got Joe Louis. And it's tied. So someone's been pressing buttons out here, bro. Someone's been pressing buttons out here. So I got Joe Louis. He's tied up. If I press Henry Armstrong, then he would have been in front. So let's move on to the next one, man. The polls, I'm sure when I go down the polls again, the polls are moving. As we speak, yeah. So the next one. We go to the next one. The next decade, shall I say. The next decade. The 1940s to 1949. Start at the bottom. So I got 3 fighters at the bottom. This is where it starts to get a bit tricky. And I've done that a bit further on as well, where I feel like certain guys are tied because they kind of all together. I mean, I could do that with Barney Ross and all them other guys there, but I thought like just out now, the Barney Ross kind of beat them. I looked at the matchups and he kind of won the matchups and stuff like that. But these 3 definitely are kind of similar. All right. So I'll start with Rocky Graziano. He held the middleweight title, lost it to Tony Zell. He won it back from Tony Zell. Tony Zell had the belt, lost it to Rocky Graziano, and then Tony Zell beat him. So out of the 2 out of 3, so he won the belt, and then Tony Zell lost it to Marcel Sedan. He lost it to Jake LaMotta, but they will listen. In that area was some great fights in the 1940s. They put on some great fights, bro. They put on some great fights. Lit the middleweight division up, bro. Lit that mid division up, man. And for real, 100%. So I put them all tied up with each other, and you guys can think. I know you haven't put your marks down. I'm waiting for you guys. You guys, as we're going along, you guys can choose who you want. Just put your names down and just put as we're going along. The next guy in the poll, I got Willie Pep and Sandy Sadler. Between the 2 of them. Okay, you got Sugar Robertson. Yeah, like the next guy, Willie Pep and Sandy Sadler. Between the 2 of them, they had like 4 fights. And before there's just great fights. You can even, I mean, when you pick the poll, you're kind of picking one or the other, but you can, you know what I mean? But I just put them together as a tangent. So Willie Pep thing, Ike Williams, great welterweight champion. Was it lightweight? No, I think it was welterweight champion. Ike Williams is a great welterweight champion. People don't even talk about him, man. He was very good. But that guy was muscular, man. That guy was muscular, bro. I used to get him and Kid Chocolate confused because they were similar, but yeah, he was bad, man. Ike Williams. They don't really talk about him. He was very dominant champion. Great fighter, Ike Williams. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a great champion in around the era. Charlie Burley. Well, Charlie Burley's whole thing is, Ray Robertson wouldn't fight him, and also, but he fought heavyweights, man. He had a heavyweight fight and he was basically didn't even weigh that much, man. So, and also had great fights in the time, but he did lose a couple of fights. But a lot of guys will tell you that they talk about Charlie Burley very highly. So I put him in there. It's just that he wasn't a champion, but definitely one of the guys who's avoiding, and people mostly talk about him in the era. And obviously, one of the greatest, the welterweight champions of all time around this time is Sugar Ray Robinson, man, 100%. Sugar Ray Robinson, and obviously he already jumped ahead of me, man. Sugar Ray Robinson, what can I say, man? Bruh, he only lost one fight. He only lost one fight, bruh. One fight, and that's when he was overweight by Jake LaMotta, man. Listen, his record is madness, bro. In the welterweight division, it's crazy, bro. That guy's got one of the highest fights thing before he even lost, like near 99 fights, bro. Like that's all I can say. So Sugar Robinson, I'll put him in there. And if he fought Tony Zell, and he did fight Rocky Graciano, even though Rocky was like old, but listen, he dealt. You see how he dealt with him, bro. It's just that the Charlie Burley fight would have been good, but it never happened. So, but I got Ray Robinson. Let's go to the next one. Let me see what people put actually. Yeah, everyone's got Ray Robinson in this one. Some people picked. Oh yeah, they got tied up with them one. They ain't even got Charlie Burley. Ike Williams. It's cool. Next one. You guys are way ahead of me. In the polls. Okay, next one. Here we go. For 1950s, 1959, the 50s, man. I should just call it the 50s because that's what it is, right? The 50s. Carmen Vasilio, welterweight, middleweight champion, great fighter. Him and DeMarco, I think Tony DeMarco, for the welterweight championship, backwards and forwards with each other. Some great fights there. Beat Sugar Ray Robinson. Was it for the middleweight title? He beat Sugar Ray Robinson for the middleweight title and then lost it again. But he was a great fighter, 100%. A lot of people had him there. Rocky Marciano, that most people have. You beat Sugar Ray Robinson again. Jeez. No joking around, boy. Rocky Marciano, undefeated heavyweight champion, never lost, beat everyone, whoever they claimed to the title, hold the belt for numerous years. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everyone know about Rocky Marciano, the Brockton blockbuster. And yeah, bro, that wicked, devastating knockout of Judge Joe Walcott. And also Ezra Charles, one of the greatest fighters there. Obviously, Sugar Ray Robinson, one of the greatest welterweight champions and the greatest middleweight champion. So, yeah, middleweight champion. Hold that belt down, backwards and forwards. Lost it, got it back 6 times, right? 6 times he got it back against great name, great champions at the time. So Sugar Ray Robinson obviously is there on the next decade. So that's crazy. Like the next decade, I think he's the first guy to do 2 decades. I think Jack Johnson was on 2 decades as well, but definitely dominant. Ezra Charles. Now, bro, Ezra Charles, man. Ezra Charles. I think everyone at this point, yeah, it's like this is where you start to get kind of, you just think, wow. Ezra Charles was a great fighter, bro. They wouldn't even give him a shot at was it light heavyweight? Yeah, light heavyweight. They didn't even give him a shot at light heavyweight. He was he was avoided for years, bruv. Ezra Charles was in his prime back in the days. I think he killed a guy in the ring and then he started to hold back. But Ezra Charles was a beautiful fighter. He beat Joey Maxson, beat Archie Moore. He beat whoever's there. He beat all the names there until eventually he got his shot at the heavyweight championship. And he got his shot at heavyweight championship. Who did he beat for heavyweight championship? He won the heavyweight championship, but they didn't really give him credit until Joe Louis came out of retirement and he beat him, and then they gave him credit for his championship. And he beat Archie. Did he defend against Archie Moore? No, he defended against Joe Walcott. But he was a beautiful fighter, man. 100%. Archie Moore, one of the greatest light heavyweight champions of all time, along with Ezra Charles. He didn't even get his shot for 10 years, bro. So he basically should have been in the division in the 40s, bro. He should have been in the 40s, but they never gave him a title shot. Until he finally got it, and beat Joey Maxson, and then he just carried that belt for like another 10 years. So boy, for 20, this guy was one of the best fighters of all the time. It's just that through politics and racism, he didn't get a shot, man. But that fight with him, Yvonne Darrell, was wicked, and also knocking down Rocky Marciano, man. That's what people remember him for, boy. In that Philly shell, man, knocking him down. But yeah, man, Archie Moore, man. What's it called? The Mongol, the Mongol Archie Moore. So I'm gonna go in this thing here. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna pick Ezra Charles, bro. I'm gonna pick Ezra Charles. You got Sugar Ray Robinson, no problem, man. I'm gonna pick Ezra Charles. Ezra Charles, boy. Oh man, I got blown out with that one, innit? Sugar Ray Robinson all the way, bro. Everyone's got Sugar Ray Robinson. Rocky ain't even got no votes, bro. Rocky ain't got no votes there. Look at that right there. That's what it is right there. That's hey, listen, you guys don't joke around. Yeah, the mongoose. Yeah, that's the mongoose. That's his name. I haven't got the mongoose, man. You guys ain't playing around, bro, with the polls, man. Sugar Ray Robinson. All right, let's go up. The 50s are gone, man. Let's get into the 60s, bro. You know who's up in the 60s, man. So and you know it's funny, right? You know it's funny. Sugar Ray Robinson was the hot for two decades. Yeah. He was. We gonna keep going though. Cause see this one, yeah, right. This one's funny, right? This is where it got because a lot of politics when it came to Ali. There was too much politics when it came to Ali. I don't think they gave him his due, but I'm gonna give him his due, bro. I ain't playing around. I'm gonna give him his due. All right, so let's get into it. Yo, yeah, I know you got Ali already, and you ain't even playing. Yo, I hope you're voting a long way, Zone. I hope you're voting along as well, man. All right, so. All right, we're gonna start with Machida fighting Harada. Listen, fighting Harada. If you check it, yeah, fighting Harada, he carried the belt. I think it was 1963 and carried it to near the end of the decade. He was good. He beat some good names in the decade as well, bro. He beat some good names. A great fighter, one of the greatest Japanese fighter of all times. Like the names on I can't think the name, but I remember there was a name that Bert Sugar put on the resume, and I looked and I said, like, but fighting Harada beat him. So how's he above him? So fighting Harada, 100%, one of the most dominant champions of the decade, bro. Hold it down. He lost to Lionel Rose, lost his championship, bantamweight title to Lionel Rose, but he was a two-time world champion, two-weight world champion, and he was great. Most people, if you know about boxing, you know about Machida fighting Harada, one of the greatest Japanese fighter of all times. Emil Griffiths, two-weight champion, welterweight, middleweight champion. He won his belt. He had some wicked fights with him and Betty Kid Perret. He lost the fight, lost the belt, got it back again, backwards and forward and now. But obviously, I remember him against Ruben Hurricane Carter, where he got knocked through the ropes. But he got his belt back, and Benanuti had good fights with Benanuti. Also with fights with Carlos Monzon and them guys there. Yeah, he was a great welterweight and middleweight champion, 100%. And also from the Caribbean as well, one of the greatest fighters from the Caribbean, from the Virgin Islands. So big up to being on the list is Emil Griffiths, man. And also you have Dick Tiger as well, man. He fought. He beat Emil Griffiths. Yeah, he beat Emil Griffiths to win the title. And he also is a middleweight, or was he like that's light heavyweight? No, I think it was just a like heavyweight champion. I'm not too sure, but from Nigeria, Dick Tiger. I should check that out though. Dick Tiger, great champion. Yeah, he won the belt from Emil Griffiths. He lost to what's his name again? Oh, what's that guy's name again now? The name even escapes me as well, man. I'm thinking great Bob Foster. That's it. He lost to Bob Foster, but he was a great champion, bro. He's a great champion, Dick Tiger. So Nigeria breaks out into the list, man. Finally started to get some kind of you gotta get some get some parity from other people from other countries, man. Start coming in. You know what I mean? Start coming onto the list. You got obviously from the Virgin Islands, you got Japan, you got Nigeria here on the list as well. Now I put Sonny Charles Liston on the list, right? I know you got Ali already. I know I put Sonny Charles Liston because let me tell you something, yeah. Sonny, if you look at his record, right? He lost, yeah, I know he got lost twice to Ali, but bruh, and there was a loss before that. But bruv, this guy, if Ali wasn't there, this guy would have been one of the most dominant guys of the decade. 100, hands down, bruv. Hands down. No doubt. You remember, yeah, in the early 60s, Rocky Marciano was still fighting, right? Rocky Marciano, he won the belt in the 50s, but he was still fighting in the early 60s. And trust me, he on no part of Sonny Liston. I'll tell you that for now, bruv. I'll tell you that for free. You know what I mean? And you see what he did to Floyd Patterson. You know what I'm saying? So Sonny Charles Liston, 100% one of the most dominant guy, and he was the heavyweight champion of the world. It's just Ali gamed him, bro. Ali gamed him. Let me go. One of the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, his first run of the heavyweight championship. And to be fair, he never even lost it. You know what I mean? He never really lost it. At the end of 1964, he won it, or 1965. Just carried it with world class and stuff like that, man. Took the mantle of Sonny Liston. And bro, he just went on, bro. He never lost the belt. So End of the day, yeah, 100%. You know, if you're gonna go Ali, 100 between Ali and Stanley, them two, I go even between them two. So most people pick Ali, man. Ali, definitely. So Muhammad Ali, he just trumps everything. So we go here on the post. Muhammad Ali. Yes, we do. Muhammad Ali there. See, they got Charles Liston. See, I ain't even joking. I know people gonna pick Liston up in there. Yeah, because they know they recognize him as the dangerous dude. So if I didn't pick him, let's say if I picked him, he'll be tied up, right? Look, see what I'm saying? They had Lifting up. See what I'm saying? But I got Ali on that one. Let's go to the next one. So you still around or you bounced? Maybe you bounced for a bit, gone for a break. But anyway, it doesn't matter. You guys will stick around and come back. Where YG at, man? I know the rest of them go. See, these don't even do no old school. They're not interested. There's some good stuff here, some real good educational stuff, and people don't want to get it. Are you still here? Nice one. Yeah, so I'm saying people educated, people don't want to be educated no more, man. In this day, they don't want to get educated. All right, the 70s, 1970s, right? Alexis Arguello, featherweight. What was he? Featherweight, lightweight? No, he was. I think he was a bantamweight, featherweight. Yeah, bantamweight, featherweight. And obviously, no, because it was light welterweight, isn't it? Yeah, feather. Oh yeah, feather, light, and he tried to get the thingy fight. He tried to be a freeweight, two-weight champion on the table. Okay, you're on the table on the phone, no problem. On the tablet on the phone. All right, yeah. So Alex Guerrero was a dominant champion, bro. It was a dominant champion from Nicaragua. You know what I mean? So now you got, so like I said, you start showing other fighters from different countries start coming here, right? From Nicaragua. And he won the greatest fighters there. He started emerging as being a champion here. But obviously in the 80s where most people probably remember him, but 100% Alex Arguello enters the list. Oh, what's up, Appetite? What's up, man? Happy New Year, bro. Big up Appetite. What's going on, bro? You know what I'm saying? You can join in the list, or you go come over to the community page, as you can see on my screen, and you can just jump in on the polls, man. So we're at the 70s now. You can catch your way up from. You got you got Monzon already. So he got more here playing around, bro. You got Monzon already, right? See, we see. I'm gonna get to it. So Alex Arguello, we just finished on Alex Arguello. Jose Napoles, Mantequilla, smooth as butter. Mantequilla, smooth as butter. You know what I'm saying? Jose Napoles, one of the greatest welterweights of welterweight champions of all time. Yeah, he had a fight with Carlos Monzo trying to get the welterweight belt, but he couldn't. He carried that welterweight belt with style and class. You know what I mean? He left. Where was his home? Was in Cuba. I believe it was Cuba. Was it Panama? No, it was Cuba. And then he stayed in Mexico, and that's where his base was, in Mexico. And he carried welterweight championship for years, man. And yeah, man, he was a great fighter. Like I said, Mantequilla, smooth as butter, 100% dominant champion in the 70s. So he's on the list. Carlos Monzon was to say one of the greatest middleweight champions of all time, next to Hagler. You know what I'm saying? Carried it for the decade. Dominant against all the names. Like I said, Jose Napoles, all the great fighters who named claim to the belt. Carlos Monzon was the guy, bro. So 100% Carlos Monzon on the list. Roberto Duran, hands of stone, get me. Minus the Previa. Minus the Previa. The Roberto Duran, bro. 100% in the 70s. Roberto Duran hold down that lightweight championship, bro. All the way through the 70s and stuff like that. Beat Ken Buchanan in some dubious circumstances in New York and just carried the belt in Panama, man, for the longest. So Roberto Duran, 100% on the list. Muhammad Ali, some of his greatest work. You know what I mean? Remember, he coming off the layoff into the 70s. Joe Frazier's there, Ken Norton's there, George Foreman's there, Ernie Shavers is there. Bruh, come on. You know, we're talking about names, yeah, and performances. Yeah, Ali lost some. Yeah, he lost some, but he got it back. You know what I'm saying? Some of the greatest fights back on tour now. We're talking about dominance now. Was he dominant? Nah, not so much, but he was there. Ali was... He was a game champion, bro. Yeah, lost to Spinks, got it back, but he was a dominant champion. Roberto Duran, remember, Ali's coming at the end of his run, man. So, you know what I mean? Depends how you want to pull it. You know what I'm saying? But for me, dominant champion, names on his body, I'm going to have to go with Ali, bro. I'll go with Muhammad Ali. You going Monzo, I'm going Ali. Let me see how this works out. There you go, bro. Ali. Second, they got Roberto Duran. So that's how it is, man. Zone. Got you on now. I think that's the first one. Zone that people disagree with, man. That people disagree with him on the poll thing. Ever since then, Zone got everyone right. But he's not like you're wrong. It's just that opinions, and you ain't wrong because anyone could be the greatest. So you ain't even wrong. It's just that on that poll, most people agree with me on that one. But up until that point, Zone was getting all of them. All the people on the polls were disagreeing with him, man. All right, let me do this poll, right? So in the 80s, the best fighter, or so they say, the most dominant fighter in the 80s, man, you got Tyson. You ain't even playing around, bro. You ain't playing around. You got Tyson. And you know what? But Tyson, you see the thing about Tyson, he was at the end, bro. Tyson, what did he win? He won it in 97? Or was it 96? No, I think it was 1996 he won that belt. So, yeah, 96. 4 years, 4 or 5 years. Yeah. He was dominant, though. You couldn't even say that. He beat the names, man. So, Mike Tyson, you know what I'm saying? Iron Mike Tyson, as we know, won the belt from Trevor Burbrick, went on, beat, who did he beat? He beat Bone Crusher Smith, Tony Tucker, and he unified in the fights with Spinks, man. Yeah, the 80s. Yeah, so it was Tyson. Yeah, but that's what everyone remembers, bro. Because the 80s was dope. You know what I mean? The 80s was dope. Larry Holmes was come out of the RE era, come out of the 70s. And he was having defense against Cooney and them guys, they're only shavers. But, bro, I know he had defenses, but the most exciting and dominant, the way he was winning there, Bone Crusher Smith, he went in there and blasted guys. So, blasted guys out, man. Finished the decade with the Spinks beat down, bro. And Spinks and Larry Holmes, they were like the top guys. Spinks was what, hey, you know, I could have put Spinks up in there. Spinks is a dominant guy in the 80s, yeah, because Spinks carried light heavyweight championship with style and class, bro. I could have put him in there. Burbrick, and I could have put Spinks up in the joint, but you know, for the names, I mean, there were some great fighters. Even Aaron Pryor, I could have put Aaron Pryor on the list as well, man. He was a great fighter. But for most of my names, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mike Tyson, bro. Mike Tyson, 100%. Larry Holmes dominance went way into the 80s, but man, when he lost to Spinks, he started fading, but he carried the torch for into the 80s as well, very well. You know what I mean? Larry Holmes was well known in the 80s and the early 80s, for real. As one of the great champions. He didn't have all the belts. At this point, there's other champions in the division, but he's regarded as the number one guy in the division. You get me? Yeah. Mike Tyson, youngest ever heavyweight champion ever. That's true. From Floyd Patterson, for real. But Larry Holmes will still carry dominance, just lost to Spinks. So, but he got names on his resume, man. Jerry Cooney. Who else he got in there? Shavers. I think some of them guys there. So Tim Witherspoon. Yeah, he got some names, man. So and Trevor Burbrick got his name in there. So yeah, Larry Holmes in there. Get me. Thomas the Hitman Hearns, bro. Why have I got Hearns? I got S. I should spell it with N. Oh, no, it is actually. That's how it's spelled, actually. Tommy Hitman Hearns, 100% started his whole reigning from the 80s when he beat Pino Quaidov in Detroit, knocked him out. And that guy was a dominant champion and just continued, bro, until Ray Leonard beat him in the unification belt. At the time, that was the undisputed because there was only 2 belts, right? But he came back, man. He came back. Came back at what weight did he came back? So what weight? He came back. Did he fight back at what weight, or was it 154? At 154, though, he had some good fights, though. Hearns had some great fights and the thing. Built himself back up again. The knockout of Roberto Duran was amazing, bro. That was amazing. That was one of the most amazing knockdowns ever. Yeah, he lost to Duran. He fought Leonard at the end of the decade. That they're the most minimal names that you remember, but the way he busted up Duran, that's how more people remember him. Like, he has some great fights and some of those devastating knockdowns and quite dominant. It's just the other guys were great fighters that he lost to, but obviously Thomas Hitman Hearns, 100%. Marvelous, Marvel and Hagler. We say here, yep, the WBA it was undisputed. That's right. Marvelous Hagler, man. You know about Marvelous Hagler, 100%, bro. From the 80s. This is when you remember the 80s. You just remember that bald glowing head, bro. Came to England over here in Wembley, bro, and beat Alan Minter, and where they had bottles thrown at him, plastic bottles throwing him into the ring. They had to score. He couldn't even enjoy his championship and just went on carving guys up. John the Beast McGarvey beat Thomas the Hitman Hearns in one of the greatest fights of the century, bro. You hear me? In the century, bro. You know what I'm saying? Leonard fight. Arguably, people thought he won the Leonard fight. But, bro, the Duran fight went this 15-round decision. But, bro, some of the most memorable fights of the decade. holding it down, bro. Like when you think of the 80s, you think of Marvin Hagler, marvelous Marvin Hagler, 100% in there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Marvin Hagler, bro. And then also you have the Sugar Man, Sugar Ray Leonard, bro. Sugar Ray Leonard, bro, could do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? Won his first title of Benitez, Wilfred Benitez. You know, Wilfred Benitez, one of the youngest ever champions of all. In fact, he was the youngest ever champion of all time from Puerto Rico. Beat him. You know what I'm saying? And he was a great, great champion. Beat him. You know what I'm saying? Went on to beat Thomas Hearns. Retired. Come back. I'm sorry. Before he retired, he got his belt back from Duran. Lost the belt to Duran. You know what I mean? Lost to Duran after after losing to Wilfred Benitez, and then lost his belt, got it back from Duran. These are already names. This is the greatest names in the day. But like Wilfred Benitez, Roberto Duran twice, Thomas the Hitman Hearns, you know what I'm saying? That's already named retired. Then came back at near the end of the decade, got his ass. He got his ass kicked by Duran. Yeah, but came back at the end of the decade, right? And fought Hagler in a fight. Was memorable. I actually thought he won the fight against Hagler, and he beat Donny Lemon for the light heavyweight championship. Had a great fight with Tommy Hearns. You know what I'm saying? Then also in the 90s, that was different. But in the 80s, shit. In the 80s, Hagler Hearns, you can do no wrong. So these are the names of the dominance of the 80s. Take your pick. I'm gonna go right now, out and out, without a shadow of a doubt, in my eyes, one of the guys that people remember in the 80s, yeah. Because Hagler was coming to the end, bro. But when I think of the 80s, but you have to think of the 80s in its entirety, you know what I'm saying? You got Tyson, you have to think of the 80s in its entirety. And from the 80s, Marvin Hagler won his belt in the 80s. He lost in, I think it was 1988. Was it 1988 or was 1987? He lost it in 1987. So that's a run, bro. It's like a 5-year run? No, it's 1980. Yeah, 1980 he lost it. No, 1980. That's a long time, bro. It's a long ass time to hold the belt. I'm going Hagler, bro. Dominant champion Hagler. You got Tyson, I got Hagler. Hagler, bro. Yeah, but Leonard, Leonard was bad. Leonard finished the year strong though. Leonard finished the thing and I was strong in it. But he was good in the early thing. Man. See, it's even between Hagler and Leonard, bro. Hagler and Leonard, bro. Oh man. Let me think. Shit. Hagler, Leonard beat him on the thing, but I bet Leonard beat him though. So, but when you think in the 80s, I'm gonna go Leonard, man. I'll go Sugar Ray Leonard. I bet people are wrong though. People, what they got here? So I'll go be Hagler just there. See, Hagler even get no votes. That's crazy. Sugar Ray Leonard. See, Hagler even get no votes because Leonard beat him in it. So that's how people remember it. See, Zone only got. See, look what I'm saying. Zone 25%. Like at least he got voted. People don't know boxing, Zone, man. Maybe or people are slow. Maybe got newbies to the poll. They don't know. All right, the 90s. So this coming up to your era, Zone, man. This getting in the way you is. Let's get the 90s, man. The 90s, boy. So this is gonna be good because I know who was named in the 90s. I'll tell you who was named in the 90s. The 90s boxer of the 90s. That was they named Ray Jones, but we gonna disagree with that. You got Evander straight out the jump, right? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why he's on the list, right? That's why he's on the list. But we're gonna go for it, right? We're gonna go for it. First off, Ricardo Lopez, and I got him with Chavez, you know, because Chavez and Ricardo Lopez, they started the 90s off good, bro. They started well. And Ricardo Lopez was undefeated. He never lost, bro. He never lost. El Finito. He never lost, man. One of the greatest Mexican champions. They got unified the belts, you know what I'm saying? And this undefeated. Great names on his resume. So I got him tied. Also, you can pick either one or Julio Cesar Chavez. Bro, Julio Chavez, you know what I'm saying? He got names on his resume. He got Hector Camacho. He got Roger Mayweather. He got loads of names. Rocky Lochran on his names. He got Hector Camacho. Also he fought obviously Oscar De La Hoya, but you know that didn't go his way really. He fought all the names. He continued way into the 90s, man. It's just that some of the fight him, but the partner Whitaker one rubs me wrong, bro. That rubs me wrong, bro. But that's nothing to do with him. That's the judges, you know what I'm saying? That's the judges. He was like the guy in the 90s and for Mexico, definitely. But you know, the thing is, in the 90s, I didn't like in the early 90s when Mike Tyson, I wasn't really following boxing then, but in society of the 90s, he was dominant for a good portion of the early 90s, but not for the totality of the whole thing. But definitely there, if you want to pick Julio Cesar Chavez. Oscar De La Hoya in the 90s, you know, obviously won the gold medal in 1992. And then after in Seoul Olympics, was it? No, I think was it? No, I think he won it in the Seoul Olympics in 99. That's 1988. That was so. It was the Barcelona. Sorry, Barcelona in the Barcelona Olympics. And then went on just having names, man, straight away. First fight, just fighting names in the decade, bro. But obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Ike Corte in the decade, he fought Hector Macho Camacho. Who else he fought in the decade? He had some great fights. The Ike Corte fight is the one I remember, though. The Ike Corte fight was lit, bro. That was a great fight, man. He had some fight with what's he the Morales brothers, Arturo Gatti. You know what I'm saying? Or was that in the 90s? No, I think that was in the 90s. I think that was in the 2000s or something like that when he fought to Gary. Or maybe that was in the 90s. But he has a great fight. Obviously, the Julio Chavez's fight back to back. So, yeah. But he at the end of the decade, he lost to Felix Tito Trinidad. And that's what we're talking about. Felix Trinidad won his IBF belt of Maurice Blocker and just carried on just doing his thing, bro. Just carried on just being his name. He beat Euroboy Campos. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Lewisham. Who else did he win? He beat some good fights, man. Some exciting fights, some wicked knockouts. The names obviously kind of elude him because he wasn't too active too much. But the IBF belt, he held that down for the longest, bro. But obviously he was losing to Oscar De La Hoya and then he won on points. But arguably people say he lost the fight. So I've got them tied up. So you can either pick Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya, or just as a couple for the 90s. Roy Jones Jr. What can I say, man? Beat Bernard Hopkins, beat James Toney. You know what I'm saying? Shit. This kid just doing his thing, man. He's just doing his thing, Roy Jones. Roy Jones was the man in the 90s, bro. At the end of the 90s, though. For me, at the end of the 90s, not the start, at the end. James Toney. See, this English, I could have put James Toney in there, right? Could have put James Toney because he's fight over Michael Nunn. You know what I'm saying? But Michael Nunn and James Toney, they didn't hold that belt for that long, man. About 3 years. Dominance or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But it wouldn't consistently. I mean, he lost his belt in James Toney, I think he lost it in 94 against Roy Jones. So it's only 4 years, really, you know what I'm saying? So that's not really a decade. But Roy Jones definitely hold it down all the way through the 90s. They had him like fight because he undefeated through the 90s, 100%. So Roy Jones, the James Toney could pound for pound. So yeah, man, Partner Whitaker, bro. What more can I say, bro? You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Partner Whitaker, bro. You know what I'm saying? But listen, undisputed lightweight champion, welterweight champion. You know what I'm saying? What can you say, bro? That guy, he beat Julio Cesar Chavez, didn't get a decision. And he just fought all the great names of the division, bro. He fought all the great names there, man. Partner Whitaker, one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. Partner Whitaker, boy. Who you got here? Who you got there? You got Whitaker? Shit. You got Evander Holyfield and you got Whitaker. Which one you got? You have to pick one or two, bro. Either one, you have to pick one or two, bro. You know what I'm saying? So one of the greatest fights in the 90s, he holding it down, bro. T.O., you can't pick 3 guys. Man, you got to pick one of these guys. You got to pick one. You know what I mean? You got to pick one in the upper zone. You can't be picking all 3 now. You know what I mean? You can't be picking all 3. The buttons only got one, so you got to pick. And then obviously the real deal Evander Holyfield, man. Yeah, Roy Jones. Look, if I say Roy Jones has got names, but he ain't got no names like Mike Tyson, bro. He ain't got no names like Mike Tyson. That's the thing, yeah. Maurice Blocker, yeah, I know. Listen, yeah, I know. Maurice Blocker was cool. Oscar, yeah, he got Maurice Blocker, Oscar. I know Trinidad was bad, bro. Trinidad was bad. In the early 2000s, he was doing damage, though, for real. But anyway, Evander Holyfield, the real deal, look, man, beat Buster Douglas, the guy who beat Mike Tyson, right? George Foreman. But the thing is, if you look at the fights, man, they ain't get no credit because Mike Tyson, people still want to see Mike Tyson, who was locked up in jail. So he wasn't getting his credit he deserved, man. You know what I mean? Evander Holyfield. But look at the bodies and name. The Cooper fight. The Burt Cooper fight was amazing. Like, bro, when you're talking about, like, because Partner Whitaker was great defensive, right? If you like skills and all that. Roy Jones, skillful. But, bro, if you're talking about great fights of the 90s and dominance in there, in some of the great fighters in the 90s. It's Evander Holyfield, bro. Like, Evander Holyfield is absolutely amazing. Even when most people thought he was going to lose, Riddick Bowe, one of the greatest heavyweights at the time. Lennox Lewis got a draw with Lennox Lewis. Arguably, people say Lennox Lewis won. Regardless, though, in the 90s, Evander Holyfield was the man, bro. He's truly the real deal, in my opinion. So, that thing, I'll probably build it up in that way. The guy of the 90s, I'm gonna pick the real deal, Evander Holyfield. It's either him or Parnell Whitaker. You can't even go wrong with either. You know what I'm saying? And it's not Roy Jones. It's not Roy Jones. It's not Roy Jones for me. Yeah, undisputed. That's right. Undisputed. You know what? I actually forgot. I didn't mention that. Because no, but the thing is, he was undisputed in the 80s, cruiserweight champion, but I didn't even mention that. I just talk about his heavyweight stuff in the heavyweight, in the heavyweight area. You know what I'm saying? In the 90s, or so I'm saying. So I didn't even need to mention his undisputed cruiserweight champion. You know what I'm saying? Partner Wicker undisputed. These are all great. You're not wrong with either one. That's the whole point. It's a list. But I'm gonna go with Vandal. I'm gonna go with the real deal. Bro. Oh shit! Wow, that's a surprise right there. The panel or the people got, they got here. They got T.O. Trinidad and Oscar De La Hoya of the 90s. Man, that's fair. And that's fair. I was naming who Trinidad beat. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's true. That's cool. Yeah, I know you was. That's all right. Bro, I'm surprised, man. Evander Holyfield and Partner Wicker even got no votes. Shit. That's crazy, man. I'm gonna have to come back to this voting thing again probably next week or something like that and have a look, see if it's changed now. But yo, Vander and Partner Wicker don't even get no votes. 90s, damn. Roy Jones as well, damn. I don't know what's going on, bro. Who did you know what I'm saying? Like, going on? Yeah, who did you pick in there? Oh yeah, Hapatek got Jones, right? Hapatek, you got Jones. You got Roy Jones. See, Roy Jones is nice, man. Yeah, you can't even go. You can't. That's who they named in the 90s. In the 80s, they named Sugar Ray Leonard. In the 90s, it was Roy Jones. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was undefeated or not, but for me, Evander Holyfield, easy. You know what I'm saying? Evander Holyfield or Partner Whitaker, because yeah, but I don't know. People factoring. That's what the era when people start factoring losses and wins. People start getting on shifty. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. All right, we're getting into the 2000s now, man. You got Evander. Okay, cool. We're getting into the 2000s now, man. Bring that back here. Okay, yeah. Go too far. I went too far there. Let me bring it back. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Let me get a drink real quick. I actually went too far, actually. Man, what's wrong with my thing, man? There you go. All right, cool. Let me get a drink real quick and come back. 1 sec. All right, we're back. So it starts getting interesting. This is coming into our era, boy. And you see, you got more votes now because like most guys don't know about that. Okay, fine. You convinced me. Holy, okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, yeah, I remember when it was down and he had Roy Jones, I was like, oh, cool. But when you look into it, it's either going to be Roy Jones or Partner Whitaker. It has to be, man. It has to be, bro. Roy Jones was never undisputed, bro. He was never undisputed. Yeah, he beat James Toney. Jones said it was a great win, pound for pound, all that. But, bro, it wasn't like Evander. If you're talking about great fights that you remember in the night, it's Evander and it's Partner Whitaker. And it's funny thing, yeah, they're both from the same Olympic team, bro. And also Meldrick Taylor and that whole thing with Chavez. If Meldrick Taylor would have been great if that whole thing with Chavez, you know what I mean? He would have been in the list as well. You know what I mean? Honorable mention. Stop pairing the two boxes. Y'all have to, man. Yeah, and you know what? I'll tell you why I pair them. Because like if I don't pair them, then they're gonna be left out. And I can't have them be left out. So let's start from the bottom, man. I have to pair them up. So there's gonna be more pairs up as well. We go along. All right. Ronald Winky Wright of the 2000s and stuff like that, bro. This guy came to England, beat guys over in England. He beat Enzo Bingham over here. He beat Howard Foster. Howard Foster. I think he Foster over here. He beat some names, the up and coming young European guys first, right? Went to France, beat some guys there. Winky Wright. You know what I mean? He comes back. He wins his IBF. He was it no WBO belt. He lost to Harry Simon. He lost to Harry Simon. You know what I'm saying? And then he loses the belt, and then he goes against the young contender, which was Fernando Vargas. Bro, listen, that fight was amazing, bro. Him and Fernando Vargas. Arguably, he won that fight, didn't get a decision. Then he gets his shot against the IBF belt, and he beat Bronco McCarthy. Bronco McCarthy was a great fighter back then. You know what I'm saying? So, and like, listen, he gets his belt back, and then listen, bro. He for a long time, guys ain't trying to fight him, bro. So he just holds on to the IBF belt at 154, sitting there calling guys. Guys don't want to fight him. So Shane Mosley said, "Look, bro, if I win my belts against Oscar, I'll fight you." You know what I'm saying? He said, "Oh, please, thank you. I'll give you that thing," because he got the IBF belt, right? So then Shane Mosley goes in there, beats Oscar De La Hoya, and then he's got 2 belts. And he said, "Yo, I'm gonna fight for the undisputed, yeah." Undisputed fight against Shane Mosley, Ronald Winky Wright, and he wins, man. And he wins, Ronald wins, and he actually said, "Shane, thank you for giving me a fight so I can get my respect." Because great fighters, they need other fighters to make them great, right? It's the same thing I talked to Kevin Kelly. He needed Nassim Muhammad to make people remember him, right? And he couldn't, it wasn't just being a champion. It was like, I need a great name on my name. I need a great name on my resume. And he gave Shane nothing but prop. Without Shane, Ronald Winky Wright wouldn't got in the Hall of Fame. Because Ronald Wright's in the Hall of Fame, right? He wouldn't have got there if he didn't get Shane. So he beat Shane, a Hall of Famer who's going in this year, and he became undisputed. The first one of the first guys to be undisputed at 154 since I think it was Hearns. You know what I mean? Back in the 80s. So 100% Ronnie Winky Wright needs to be on the list. Joe Calzaghe won his WBO super middleweight title from it was a vacant belt, right? I think the belt got vacated by Steve Collins. So Eubank jumped in and they fought for the vacant belt, and then he beat Chris Eubank, and that was his first fight. What a great fight that was. That's how he captured the belt. And after that, he wouldn't fight not really no name. He started to pick up against what's the guy from Philadelphia? Oh, what's his name again? I remember his name, not Hacker. His name's Stringy Hacker. What's his name again? His name escapes me. But he beat some great, some really good, solid super middleweight champions who eventually, you know what I'm saying, he got the fight against Jeffrey Lacey, bro. Jeffrey, that beating he gave Jeffrey Lacey was another champion as well. And I mean, and beat the heck out of him. And then also beat what's that guy's name again? The Swede, the Dane, whatever his name again, Mikhail Kessler. You know what I'm saying? So he beat 2 champions as well. The fight we wanted to see against Marcos, but is it Marcos Bayer? No, against Spinotka. That's the fight we wanted to see against Spinotka, but it never happened. He was in Germany, and Joe, for whatever reason, that fight never happened, bro. But that's the fight we wanted to see. But Spinotka, that's why Spinotka is not known. But Joe Calzaghe, he got names. He got Jeffrey Lacey. He got Mikhail Kessler on his name, on his resume. He's nice, and then he vacates the WBO belt, moves up, and fights Roy Jones. Is it Roy Jones he fought first? Yeah, he beats Roy Jones, and then he beats Bernard Hopkins, and that's enough, bro. That gets him in the Hall of Fame. Him and his pops got in the Hall of Fame. His dad since passed away, but bro, he's undefeated and he never lost. He got knocked down the canvas a couple of times in some really good fights, man. Really good fights. You can sit and watch. Joe Calzaghe has some good fights and that. Some people didn't like his style, but Joe Calzaghe, the Welsh Dragon, 100%. All right, yep, his name's on the list, man, 100%, man. And Zone, I don't know if you're picking him, but you definitely got to recognize him. So we'll see how that goes. Juan Manuel Marquez, bro, in the 2000s. Come on, bro. Come on now. Let's get it in, bro. Bro, listen. Look at the name, the bodies on this guy's record, bro. The bodies, the Pacquiaos, the Juan Diaz's. You know what I'm saying? Yo Casamayor. Who else he got in there? He got Mantique. What's his name again? Oh, what's that guy's name again? He won the title with the Mexican guy. I can't remember his name now, but he'll come in. Mantique. Oh, what's his name again? Forget. It came Mantica. What's his name again? Ah, shit, can't remember. Beat him. But anyway, fuck, bomb all that, right? When you remember Marquez, it's the knockout of Pacquiao, right? The 4th fight with Pacquiao. The fights with Pacquiao, man. He beat Barrera as well. The Pacquiao fight, man. That's all you remember is the knockout, the 4th fight. You know what I mean? He blatantly won the 3rd fight. Blatantly, in my opinion, won the 3rd fight. The 1st fight, Nah, well, you know, he got knocked down. You got B-Hop, right? All right. We'll see. We'll see. The Marquez, man. Marquez was the man, bro. If you think of most of the fights tonight, Marquez was probably going to be one of them dudes, bro. You know what I mean? But the other thing is he didn't finish good. Like Tim Bradley got the better of him. Mayweather got the better of him. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, he was definitely one of the greatest fighters of the from 2000, man. 100%, bro. When you think of the 2000s, Marquez is that guy. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, bro. What can I say? Broke in the scene, bro, with mayhem and carnage, right? Mayhem and carnage, bro. Beating Marco Antonio Barrera, who just beat Nassim Hamid. Nassim Hamid recently took his undefeated record and broke on the scene and blew him up, bro. Blew him up from the 2000s. This guy was on a roller coaster win, and since then he was on a turning, bro. He lost to Eric Morales, came back, beat him twice. You know what I'm saying? Beat Marco Antonio Barrera. And Marquez, he drawed. And we can just keep going down the name. Look at the names he's got in his resume in the 2000s, bro. Cotto. You know what I'm saying? Mosley. You know what I'm saying? Cotto Mosley already. Ricky Hatton. God, bro. And done them day. Done all of them day. Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya don't get stopped much. In fact, he only been stopped twice in his career. You know what I mean? Bernard Hopkins and Manny Pacquiao. So, are you picking Joe? This is a tough one, yeah. I would say Mayweather, but I had to these, but he had these years off exactly. But you see, the years off don't mean. See, the thing is, yeah, Happletight, but the majority. The reason why it's on is because the majority. He got the majority. I think it's 2007 where he kind of pulled back, but. Was it 2000? Or he had some? No, not 2007. He did have some years, but he's still in there. You know what I mean? He's still in there. So I definitely put him in there. But you know what I mean? But Pacquiao, just a reign of terror. Reign of terror. Terror. You know what I'm saying? Reign of terror in the 2000s. So yeah, 100% the Pac-Man was there. Bernard Hopkins, long reigning IBF champion. You know what I'm saying? He listen. Had that belt for a minute. He broke in the scene, beat Keith Holmes to capture the WBC belt along with his IBF belt. And then all it was is nearly one more belt, man. And beat Felix Trinidad, bro. What could I say, man? What can you say with that, bro? And you know what I mean? Undisputed for a minute, but he lost to James Jermaine Taylor. But then he came back, man. He came back again. Beat the young up-and-coming guy that everyone had, Kelly Pavlik, bro. Busted him up. Went up to light heavyweight, bruh, beat Anton Talbot, smashed him apart, and was unifying the belts up there. Beat Cloud, you know what I'm saying? He just beat Pascal. What can you say about Hopkins, man? Oldest, one of the oldest champions in history. Hopkins was the man, but yeah, he had some losses. Sergio Kovalev and Joe, was it Joe Johnson, whatever his name, or Joe Finger, whatever it is. But for real, listen, he was a bad man, Bernard B-Hop, boy. Bernard, the Executioner Hopkins, man, or the alien, whatever you want to call him, the alien. He's a bad man. So 100%, man. What you got here? Marquez didn't KO Pacquiao in that decade. Oh, he didn't? Okay. He didn't KO him in that decade. Cool. Thanks for the update. But either way, he did fight Pacquiao in that decade, though. So 100%. Manuel Marquez finished with a loss to Floyd Mayweather. Yeah. SSB. Yo, what's up? Yeah, cool, man. We're just getting on fights of the decade, bro. So you guys, cool. You guys are keeping me up, man. See what I'm saying? This is some good stuff, man. All right. So Floyd Mayweather, man. What can I say about Mayweather? Yeah, he wasn't active as most of them, but he's got names and he's still undefeated. What can you say, man? Floyd's the man, bro. Like when you think about 2000, I know, but they named Pacquiao the fighter of this decade, actually. They named Pacquiao the fighter of this decade, but I think it's Floyd Mayweather, man. He don't got some work, man. Look at his name. He got Diego Corrales. He got Jananda Hernandez. He got Angel Manfredi. Yo, bro. He got names. He got lightweight. Who else he got at lightweight? He bought Castillo twice, even though some people got Castillo twice. Philip Ndu, he got at 140, he got Toro Gai. And who else he got at lightweight? He got Sharon Mitchell, thingy Chop Corley, DeMarcus Chop Corley. Them there, I think Floyd edged it. Yeah, Aztec. What's that Aztec one on? What's going on, bro? You know what I mean? Floyd's a bad man. Floyd's a bad. Floyd finished that decade good, bro. He finished it solid. Has he got? I think it's Shane Mosley. Was it Shane Mosley in that time? I think it was Shane Mosley he got in. I think he got in Shane Mosley before as well. I think he got Shane and he got Marquez. I think he got Shane Mosley and Marquez in this decade as well. So yeah, man, 100%. I go with So of the decades of the 2000, I like Bernard Hopkins. Yeah, I like Bernard Hopkins thing, but for me, Pacquiao, it's had to be it's either two, but Pacquiao or Floyd, and that's how it was. That's who they picked. I'll go with Floyd though. I'm gonna go with Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Because if you look at it, Manny Pacquiao, yeah, he did lose in a decade. He lost to Eric Morales though in the early, right? He did lose to Eric Morales. No, there ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying he lost. And Floyd, he never lost, and plus he was still doing it. Yeah, he wasn't active as much, but Pacquiao did beat his leftovers better though. But the Hatton and Mayweather fight was nice. It was nice. I mean, but if you want to say which one's better, most people watch the Pacquiao and the Pacquiao and Hatton. That shit was crazy. So Coach K, Joe will beat him. Joe will beat who? Joe Calzaghe beats Floyd? Nah, I don't know about that. Yo, put your vote. You guys go to the comment and put your votes down. So that's it, man. On the list, they got Floyd. So I think we're coming into the last one now. We're coming to the home stretch right now, people. Coming to the home stretch. Now, this is going to be interesting, right? Because, this is this decade, right? Coming up, right? Yes, Mosley was in 2010. Oh, he just missed Mosley? Okay. So it's I think it was the Marquez then. He got Marquez and he got Mosley. So it'll be this decade here then. All right. So we obviously with Floyd, this is where Floyd's body of work was going on. So Floyd got Mosley. Who else he got? He got that 5-fight con. He got Canelo. He got Cotto in this decade. He got Pacquiao. He got Conor McGregor. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got Andre Berto, but still, Floyd's the man, bro. Floyd's the man kicking ass. Floyd's in 2 different decades right here, bro. This one got more votes. I can see as the decades have gone on, obviously more in these times, people got more votes, right? Gotta say Pacquiao for this one, yeah. Consistently dominating and tough. But Pacquiao lost to Jeff Horn, though, man. See, the thing is, yeah, even though when we think about dominance or like, you know, the guy, the best fighter, you can't lose to a Jeff Horn. It's like, you know what I mean? I remember talking to my conversation with, what's his name? And I'll never forget it. What's his name again? Dr. Fernie Pacheco, right? So my conversation with Fernie Pacheco, and this is where he put me straight. And this is, you know, he's passed away since, but, you know, I talked to him. This is what he said to me, right? How can you rank Mike Tyson one of the greatest, yeah, when he lost to someone like Buster Douglas? I froze, you know. I froze. I literally froze. He goes to me, you think Ali would ever lose to someone like Buster Douglas? That's how I think about Manny Pacquiao losing to bloody to thingy, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about losing to Jeff Horn. It's like, how can you lose to Jeff Horn? Like, it's not like Jeff Horn went on to do stuff after. He didn't do shit. So you can't put him fight a decade, you're gonna lose to Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? You have to factor wins and losses and dominance in it. And Floyd ain't lost, and he got dominant names in his record. So that's the way I see it, and that's the way I'm gonna critique and rank people. You know what I'm saying? You have to, because like it's the same thing I could say about Vander Holyfield, right? But the Vander Holyfield was in these guys' fight were all great fighters, all Hall of Famers, right? Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? He ain't lose to them bums, right? Maybe he start losing them bums a bit later, but he had all them fight and he beat Mike Tyson. Like he beat Mike Tyson soundly twice, bro. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson bit of his ear, so that's what I said. He lost to Morales. Was on cut, yeah, his headbutt and throw ruled a punch and it was a cut, yeah, but it was bad. Still, yeah, close fight. Yeah. It was. Then he beat Morales. Yeah, I know. I agree with that. I agree with that. But I'm just saying, like, Floyd ain't never lost to none of them, and he just beat them. So and he beat Pacquiao. So you can't really pick a guy over the guy who beat him in the decade. That's the way I see it. Let's start. Vladimir Klitschko, bro. If you look on Vladimir when he won the belt, like, he didn't really beat no one. And we always think about guys who, when they start their reign, like, you can go Floyd. Who did Floyd win his first title? You know, it's Janani Hernandez. Who did Pacquiao win his first bout of? Right? I know it wasn't Marco Debrera, but that's the most notable name, right? When he beat him. Actually, he won because Marco Debrera, I think, yeah, because Pacquiao moved up. His notable belt to me is when he beat Marco Debrera, who beat Nassim Hamid, right? I always think of guys, even Canelo. Canelo's another one. Who did he win his first world title? What, Matthew Hatton? It was a vacant belt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always think about who they won their first title off to set the precedence for them to go on to dominate in the decade. For Vladimir, like, his belt was vacated for whatever reason why, I don't know why. But then what you can't take away from is the names he has in his resume or whoever. You got David Hay. Who else we got here? We got Tony Thompson. We got Povetkin. You know what I'm saying? That's a good name. We got Povetkin. You know what I'm saying? Who else we got in there? We got yeah, I mean, he got some names in his resume, but he ain't no names that anyone says that. He got what's that guy's name from Philadelphia now? You know what I'm saying? He got some names in his resume, but bro, it's like I see him sit there like, yeah, I start yawning, bro. Okay, Samuel Peterson, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not reading it that Eddie Chambers. I'm not reading this down off box rate. This is off my head, right? Eddie Chambers and stuff like that, man. So you know what I'm saying. But when he stepped up, Tyson Fury got the better of him, and Jonathan Banks was doing him dirty as well. But Emmanuel Stewart passed away by then. You know what I'm saying? So the Pulev knockout was good though. I like that one. That was really good. It's good. But when I think about that era, he's definitely dominant. He's a definitely dominant champion. Beat the best and who was in front of him at that time. But you know what I mean? The Tyson Fury didn't catch out with him though, ain't it? Tyson Fury caught out with him there, yeah. And Andy Joshua caught out with him, right? You know what I'm saying? But they're not on this list, right? But don't worry, man. We're gonna get to that now. So I'm gonna he's definitely a dominant champion. So 100% Vladimir Klitschko needs to be on the list. You know what I'm saying? Freddie was Tyson hater. Yeah, Ali, he lost to Spinks. Yeah, what was that? Yeah. Have to agree with Zone, yeah. Floyd Mayweather Jr. in this one. Yeah. Cool. Most people would. Like I said, the Pacquiao to Jeff Horn lost, but other than that, man, he got Keith Thurman, bro. He got Keith Thurman. He's got Brandon Rios on his thing, bro. Algieri, you know what I'm saying? Pacquiao was doing dirty. Pacquiao was doing kids dirty, bro. Adrian Broner. He's got names on his resume, bro. He's got some good names, bro. They were good names they were good names early in the decade, but he got them. Pacquiao's got them, bro. But I just feel like Floyd, innit? Floyd done enough already early on in the decade to say he's Canelo Alvarez. This is Canelo Alvarez decade, bro. You know what I mean? He done some real good body of work in this division, bro. Even though forget about who he won his belt off, the fitness, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And the kid finished good. Bro. He got some of the wickedest knockouts ever. Amir Khan, Kirkland, what's his name again? Kirkland, whatever his name is. And he's got what's his name again? Sergio Kovalev. He got some great knockouts like that. Floyd and Pac-Man take the first half of the decade. Canelo would laugh. You see what I'm saying? See, exactly. Canelo was doing his thing. I think Canelo win this the Triple G fights. You know what I'm saying? Some great fights there. He's the man, bro. When you think about this decade, he's the highest earner. He's the face of the decade, 100%. Canelo Alvarez, but Floyd in that decade, Floyd got him. Floyd got him in that decade, right? Floyd beat him in that half of the decade. So what can you do? You gonna take away from Floyd? Hey, you guys make the decision, man. And then obviously you got Lomachenko in there, and Terence Crawford coming in strong, finishing the decade very strong. You know what I'm saying? I know he lost to Lomo. Terence ain't lost to no one, but you know, beat Ricky Burns and just continued. Both of them motorweight. Lomachenko's about to be undisputed. You know what I mean? I put them both parallel because they both do putting in that work. Both pound for pound #1 right now. So, you know, you guys make your pick, man. I'm gonna make my pick right now. I'm gonna go with Floyd right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go with Floyd. This right out. Let me see what you guys picked. 50 coming in 54%. Floyd. Coming second, Canelo Alvarez. Is that Lomo? Vladimir don't get no votes, bro. So hey, the jury spoke, man. But hey, you have to be fair. You have to put him in there. You can't not put Vladimir in there. All right. But this is the one we're gonna put in. This is the one gonna be interesting, right? This is gonna be interesting because what we're doing here, we're actually predicting the future. And like you guys can tell me if I left anyone out or what do you think? You know what I mean? If I left anyone out, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if I left anyone out. So, who is the best fighter of the decade from 2000 to 2009? So we just started 2000, right? We don't know what's going to happen in 10 years. We don't know if we're going to be around in 2000. in 29. I don't know if I'm going to be around, but if I am, this list, hopefully I'm still on YouTube. My list is still here. So these are notable names, right? And now some of these guys will probably dig in to probably like 2000 and 2024, maybe 2025, maybe. But some of these guys will not be, they will not finish at the decade. I don't expect Wilder to finish at the decade. Definitely not Fury, 100% not Fury. Annie Joshua, I don't expect of him finish at a decade, but they're coming strong early. Bud Crawford, I don't expect him to finish it, nor Errol Spence, nor Usyk. Daniel Dubois is a prospect of finishing a decade. He definitely, because he's young enough to, right? Vasily Lomachenko, I don't expect to. Tank Davis, I expect to finish the decade. Devin Haney, 100%. Shakir Stevenson, 100%. Anaya Inoue to finish the decade, and the Charlo boys, 100%. So in that case, let's get into it of why I think in the next decade, who will be the fighter of the next decade coming up from the 2020s. The 2020s, man. Imagine it. They call it the 1920s. They call it the 19s. So I ain't even gonna go to the 30s because there's no point. Ain't no point. Shit, because the champions ain't even born yet. And the new champions coming in boxing in. But you can kind of predict in the next 10 years, right? Okay, Shakir Stevenson, man. He just picked up a belt recently. You know what I'm saying? He's about to fight Josh Warrington. So we're going to see how he does in that fight. If he wins that fight, continues, he might continue going a nice little run. So we expect to see what happens to Shakir Stevenson if he's going to carry out the decade very well. Anaya Inoue, he just beat Nonito Donaire, one of the great fighters of the last decade, 100%. And he's young. He's a young guy. I think he's like 21, 22, whatever. And he's still got some learning. It's a great fight for him, a hard fight for him, 100%. The Charlo boys, dominance. Both of them are champions. Just one of them just beat Harrison. One of them is a middleweight champion, 154. They bad, bro. They bad. They're young. They're hungry. They want to make some waves, bro. So Charlo's Vasily Lomachenko. Right now, he's the lightweight champion, 100%. He wants to unify. He wants Tank Davis. We will see if that fight happens. See, I didn't pick Teofimo Lopez. I don't think Teofimo Lopez is going to beat Lomachenko. I just don't. Now I believe in it. I don't. But if Teofimo beats it, then I have to reevaluate my list. If Teofimo beats it, he's young enough to be in the decade, right? What you got here? Canelo did some nice, the nice things he did, but he lost to Floyd in the decade. That's what I said. Tough to pick him over Floyd. Exactly. If you lost him, how can you pick him? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Floyd got that body of work on Canelo early to make sure he's stuck on that, make sure that stick stuck. Floyd got some names already. So Floyd's a badass, man. He's a badass, right? So Vasily Lomachenko, he's looking to be undisputed, or, you know what I'm saying, Teofimo Lopez. So we're going to see what happens there. Tank Davis, people criticizing him. He's still young enough to do something in a decade. He might surprise everyone. Devin Haney is emerging as one of the young guys. He might catch up people. He's definitely young enough to be in the decade. So that's why I put them all on the same line and see who you pick in the next decade. Could be fight a decade. It's gonna be one of these guys here. If there ain't one of these guys there, I don't know boxing. I guess I don't know boxing. I kind of picked the young up and continues, mixed in with some guys who can do some waves. There's still yet work for Lomachenko and all these guys yet to do some work in this decade, and I think they can. Tank isn't gonna last. We're gonna find out though. Just what I'm saying. Look, Apple type, he might not, but he's a champion, and he's still got work to do, and they're talking him up. So we're gonna have to find out. I'm not rooting. I'm rooting for Benavidez. Oh, see Benavidez. You know what I mean? I could have put him, but he didn't do nothing though. Like see when he won the title. He hasn't done nothing. He lost it, got it back. You know what I'm saying? He needs a Callum Smith. He needs to do some work. Like dudes these days are not putting body on the work. Like when I go back to the other decades, guys are putting work in that decade. You know what I'm saying? Guys are doing some work, but these guys not so much. Not so much. Like no one is really putting that work in. It's early, but Vasily Lomachenko has got the most work, and I think the Charlos, even though the champion, the Charlos, they need to do more. Like a lot of the guys need to do more. They need to do more and to solidify themselves as that guy of the decade. They just need to do more. They're winning the belt, beating guys that we know about ain't good enough, man. And that goes into the next guys we're going. Usyk, man. You know what I'm saying? Usyk, undisputed cruiserweight champion, moved up to heavyweight. He might do something. I think he could have like a 5-year span. he can do something. Maybe he gets in that Joshua fight. He could beat Joshua, beat Wilder, and then that guy emerges as the guy of the decade, bro. Whole easily, bro, easily. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is right there, emerging as the next force in heavyweight division. So you know what I'm saying? It's a Wilder might before Wilder might before mid-decade. Yeah, well, that's what I'll get to the Wilder thing. We're gonna get to the Wilder thing. What Wilder does, yeah, Wilder could do something. You say this is all predictions going into the next decade to see where the next guys go. Bud Crawford still got work to do. Undisputed 140 pounder, like welterweight, sitting there seeing what's going on. But you know what I'm saying. Last fight he had, he looked like he was slipping, but you know he got the stoppage. We don't know. Errol Spence is there. That's why I got the two of them. Errol Spence does beat Porter. Hard fight for him. Car crash. How is he gonna come back? What's he gonna do next decade? So the doors are open for all these guys to say, yo, I'm gonna be the man next decade. So it's you know what I mean? You see, Floyd ain't even on this list. I ain't got Canelo on this list. Canelo's not gonna be bunching into the next decade. I can't see him there. I think he gonna run. I think his whole work was in the last decade, bro. I don't think he gonna get any better than where he is. Because he's at, you know what I'm saying? I know what Canelo's gonna do. Hoping they pick up, yeah, this decade. Exactly. Hoping all of them pick up. Because it's like, you know, if you look at the decades before, guys are busy, man. Guys are they were making sure that they done that work to say, yeah, I was the best. Like, you know what I'm saying? They will do. If I go down and then you can see guys are busy putting in that work, you can easily go down. It's different these days, right? Guys are just laid back, got money, they're on social media talking. They're talking, but they ain't fighting. You know what I mean? Too busy talking, no fighting. See, Keith Thurman should have been. See, Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman could have been on the other end of the list. You know, Keith Thurman could have been on the list if he beat Pacquiao. If Keith Thurman beat Pacquiao, he would have been on the one of the fighters of the decade, 100%. But it didn't happen. Didn't happen. So you can't put him in there if he didn't do it. Loma won't last a decade. Nah, he won't. But he's doing enough work, yeah, that early he might do enough work. Maybe, let's say he gets in Happotype. Let's say he gets into like 2004. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard to have him as a decade. But you know, maybe he gets in 2004. But he's getting old, man. He's getting old. But we have to find out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Bud Crawford and Spence need to get it on. You know what I mean? Or knock each other off, wherever, and then consider fight. You know what I'm saying? But they're both getting old. And obviously, we get to Wilder, Fury, and Anthony Joshua. Enough, they're the last standard bearers of the last decade in the heavyweight division. And they ain't going to get that Vladimir dominance like that. But Vladimir ain't got them sort of names and them kind of hard fights in his resume. Like Wilder and Fury going to knock off each other and the winner go fight Anthony Joshua. So, but I reckon this whole saga between them will be done before 2002, before 2023. You know what I'm saying? I think that whole saga will be done before that. But if I'm not gonna be a betting man, I'm betting on guys to do dominance in the division. I'm looking at guys probably Inoue and the Charlos. I'm probably looking at them guys and probably Shakir Stevenson. I think them kind of people I'm looking at. Devin Haney, them kind of guys. You know what I mean? I ain't got too much hope on Daniel Dubois too much, but I hope he does well. You know what I'm saying? What you guys saying? Happotype agree. Daniel Dubois is the right age, exactly. But I don't know exactly. I don't know about him. I'll be surprised if Spence is either the same. Exactly. See what I'm saying? Exactly. So, but these are the kind of guys, unless anyone else I missed out in the next decade, we expect. You know what I mean? I'm not even got Juan Francisco Estrada. I'm never gonna go with Roman Chocolatito Rosales because again, yeah, like they can be champions for the longest, but they need to cut into the big names that most people recognize in the world. You get me? So, you know, a Devin Haney can go through the weights. I think Tank meets his limit in the weights. Lomo gonna get some good fights. Lomo gonna get some good fights and bail out, bro. I think Lomo's at this point. It's not really. He can't really win a decade, but he can just try to solidify himself as a Hall of Famer. I think that's the next route for him. So I'm a champion. Let me be a Hall of Famer. The decade thing is another argument. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a whole nother dominance, you know what I'm saying? But to be not only be a champion, be a dominant, like when I think of like I said, I've named them the champions of the dominant champions of the decade. In the 80s, you have Sugar Ray Leonard. In the 90s, you know, they pick Roy Jones, but I go Evander Holyfield. In the 2000s, I go Floyd. 2010, I go Floyd. You know what I'm saying? In the 70s, they pick Roberto Duran. I don't pick Roberto Duran. I pick Muhammad Ali. You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't care what people told me. That's what I'm going with. I've got Muhammad Ali, and my stats say that. You know what I'm saying? Who you got here? Have a feeling, yeah, a new group will emerge. Yeah, none of these will be paid. None of these guys, maybe. Yeah, Jose Ramirez could be a great. Yeah, he's got some fights. Yeah, Jose Ramirez, he's got some fights out here. Him and Josh Taylor. But I feel like with them lot, I feel like the way they fight, they ain't gonna last that long. They're not very defensively, and then there's wars. You know what I mean? He might like Jose Ramirez reminds me of a Salido. You know what I'm saying? He reminds me of Frito. Ramirez. Yeah, he reminds me of a Salido. Like he goes in with his face, bro. He's a good fighter though. But you know what I'm saying? I might be surprised. You're right. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Is he gonna emerge? And I ain't even talking about Jaime Munguia either. I ain't even mentioned Jaime Munguia. I haven't mentioned Jaime because Jaime ain't doing that. Jaime stopped being active, man. Ramirez versus Postal this year. Maybe Crawford next. We have to see, yeah? Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? Ramirez, that's what I'm saying. Ramirez needs to start putting the names up, man. You know, like when Fernando Vargas was starting to put in names, he got Winky Wright. Then he got Ike Corte, and then he went straight for Felix Trinidad. That's what's up, bro. That's what you are. That's some Pacquiao joint. See, Pacquiao names, but see the guys, some of the guys are faded like he faded, whatever. That's what you do. Lopez. Yeah, Jose Lopez. That's what you're talking about. Yeah, Jose Lopez, like, he just beat Cormier. Can he beat Lomachenko? Bro, if he beats Lomachenko, he good. He be good. You know what I'm saying? He's good. If he can beat Lomachenko, Jose Lopez can beat him. He's good. And I even mentioned Danny Garcia because, like, Danny Garcia is okay, but like them guys are not looking to be great. They're just looking to get a paycheck. A lot of guys are saying, I'm just trying to get a paycheck. I ain't trying to fight no dangerous fights, man. It's going to catch up with you, though. It's going to catch up with you. Guys, stop avoiding the great challenges. This is what makes our sport great. You know what I mean? If I go down and start picking, like, on the other decades, guys wanting to be great, man. And some of them didn't even get the opportunities because they're either being racially against or biased, or they got shut out. These guys is not, in this generation in boxing, there's no, you're getting your opportunities. But now people just like, they get the opportunity. I'm a champion. I'm not going to fight no one. I'm not trying to unify. Hey, what's that bullshit, man? Use lot a waste. Like Lomachenko, Usyk, Crawford, all three of them undisputed. Like, well, Lomachenko's not undisputed, but he's there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Wild, Joshua, doing the right things, man. They're doing what we expect. So anyway, I'm going to make a pick, yeah? Prediction of the next decade. Guys doing their thing, right? I'm going to make a prediction right here. So I'm gonna go this one right here. I'm gonna go this one. Shakir Stevenson, Inoue, and the Charlo boys. That's the one I'm going with. Let me see. Okay, 20%. We got 50%. Okay, people got Bud in their response. Tied, and Wilder and Fury, Joshua all tied up. Usyk and Daniel Dubois don't get no votes. I'm one of the few that really enjoy watching Jaime Munguia. Exactly, man. Exactly. See, I didn't pick Jaime. I could have put Jaime. But Jaime wasn't busy. I don't know if Jaime wants to be that guy, but Jaime's gonna be around though. See, Jaime gonna be that round, or Jaime gonna get put down. Either way, he gonna the Charlo boys are there. See what I'm saying? So my prediction of picking the Charlos is because they're gonna be around still. They fit, they're hungry, and they wanna solidify themselves. I think when they get in to be into that realm of being that guys, they're gonna shut down everything, bro. Because like they're gonna make noise. They can make noise, man. But like they still emerging as them guys. They really surprise me though. They're very good and they learn and they train extremely hard. They train extremely hard, man. In a way, the Japanese buzzsaw, shit, he got some learning to do, but bro, he's there, man. He gonna be there. For real, he gonna be there. I think it's gonna be Virgil Ortiz. Could be Virgil Ortiz. Y'all put that in the comment section though, man. Like, you put that in the comments. You can see on the community page on this panel, on this channel. You just go to that, like, where you can see my channel logo. You can see it right there, and put it in and put who you think, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And keep building that stuff. So that's it, man. The best fighters of the decade. What we got here? No, Jose Depot. Now I'm for Teofimo Lopez. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. EJ Boxing Live. D Stars, what's going on? D Stars, what's my guy, bro? What's going on? Maybe I'm gonna. Someone don't know that. D Stars, I'll see you. I'll see you on on the new intro. I see your new intro. Yeah, man. Yeah, I see your new intro. The new intro is live, bro. See, the thing is, yeah, I was doing the intro, but I used to put a picture over it. I thought, nah, I like the way you're laughing in the background. It's funny. The new intro is hilarious, man. You know what I'm saying? Natty, B Marsh, you know what I'm saying? Like, we had some great fun, man. You know what I'm saying? Great fun. Yeah, see, these styles, yeah, my list, I got the list of the fight of decades. I thought I'd pull it up, man, because, like, you know what I mean? I think this is the first time I'm actually committed in doing stuff for the decade. I can't believe we're in a new decade, man. It's like, wow, 2020, you know what I'm saying? We're in a whole new decade. Like, we don't even know how this going to go, but I think the last decade in terms of boxing, if I go back to the last decade in terms of great fight, let me go move it back right down, right? The last decade we had and think about how boxing went. These are the kind of dominant figures in the boxing. This guy stunk the play. This guy stunk the division up, man. This one here, let me see. Look, this guy stunk the division up, man. So that's why it wasn't that good. And this guy stunk the division up, man. Pacquiao's was good. Pacquiao kept it exciting. Mayweather. See, the welterweights kept it exciting. The emergence of Canelo, Vasilenko, and Terence Crawford was coming up. But this guy, nah. This guy. I'm glad that Fury and Wilder and them guys came and knocked the dude off, man. How about I see you in the vid? Yeah, I'm glad them guys knocked him off. But look, but you see the division, right? The division before. Look at this division here, right? Winky Wright, Singh, Marquez, Pacquiao, Hopkins. That division was bad, bro. Like this division, the division in the 2000 was bad. It's a great division. There was, you know, I even talk about Costa Zoo, undisputed. You know what I'm saying? Bernard Hopkins, undisputed. Great fights with Marquez, Pacquiao. You know, Rinky White, undisputed. Joe Kawasaki, unified. I voted my poll for EJ. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, EJ got in. Nice one, bro. You know what I'm saying? But this decade was one of the best decades for me. It's one of the best decades for me, in it personally. I covered, like, watched everything from 2000. Yeah, it was a great decade. Phoenix Trinidad versus Fernando Vargas in the decade. What else you had? You had Fernando Vargas versus Ike Corte. You had Bernard Hopkins versus Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? Lennox Lewis was still fighting there. Lennox Lewis versus Vladimir Klitschko. Bro, I can keep going on, bro. That decade was beautiful. Beautiful. So this is amazing. It's amazing. Shaquille Steven might develop into a top thing. Yeah, he might do. Look at this Look at this decade here. This decade was bad, bro. But you see the thing is in this decade, the problem in this decade, yeah, is the Mike Tyson, the disappearance of the Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Trainers decide Poplar, Roach, or Robert Garcia. Well, it have to be Roach, innit? It have to be Roach. I like Garcia as a fighter, but it have to be Roach, in my opinion. I'll go with Roach. In this decade here, it was a bit sour because Mike Tyson was gone for the first half of the decade. So Chavez, Ricardo Lopez, all them guys there, Phoenix Trinidad, Pana Whitaker was there, but the Evander Holyfield's fights was they were covered. I wasn't interested. I was a Mike Tyson guy, right? So this decade was a great decade, but it wasn't as great as it could be. It's near the end of it, I think, when Mike Tyson 96 came in, it started to get picked up, boy. That was a great fight. That was more so a casual fan fight, you know what I mean? The Mike Tyson thing. So even though for other people, it was some great fights that people watch, for me, the 90s, you know, Mike Tyson absent for the first bit, it weren't could have been what it could have been. But let's go into this decade here. This decade was booming, bro. This decade, like arguably one of the best decades ever. The 1980s, ever. Hitman Hearns, Leonard, Larry Holmes was still there. Spinks was in this decade. You know, you had Khalid, you had all them. Listen, Matthew Stard, Muhammad. Nah, man. Eddie Mustafa Muhammad. The light heavyweight division was wicked. It was wicked. Middleweight division, Hagler was there. John the Beast McGarvey. What can I say? What's his name again? A fighter over here. Donald Curry. Lloyd Hunnigan. Keep going on. Barry McGuigan. I got names. Alexis Arguello. Aaron Pryor. Best decade. That best decade, arguably one of the most exciting decade ever. The 1980s, ever. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. That's my opinion. Mike Tyson emerged at the end. Mike Tyson dominance all the way to Spinks knockout, the Tucker fight, Bone Crusher fight. I mean, that one inside. The really. All right, listen. The mobile knockdowns from Mike Tyson of Trevor Berbick was amazing. Frank Bruno. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Come on now. This is pretty good. That decade is pretty good. You know what I mean? That decade was pretty good. It was a pretty good decade for real. I think in the 90s was the mergers of the British fighters, because in this decade of the 90s, sorry, go and move it back up again before I get into the 70s. In the 90s, yeah, this decade here, right? In this decade here, British fight. That was the emergence of the British. Sarajevo, some people are saying, what they talk about, Lewis fought Vitaly Klitschko, not Vladimir. Yeah, you're right. If it's fought Vitaly, you're right. Fought Vitaly. In this decade here in the 90s, it was the merge of the UK fighters. The UK had their most amount of champions. Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank, what's his name again? Nassim Hamid, Herbie Hyde. UK had their most champions in that division in the 90s. They had a lot of UK champions. The merge of the 90s in the UK was amazing. There was loads of champions come out. Steve Collins, you know, it was a good decade for the UK overall. But I wouldn't say the 90s was my best thing. You know what I mean? There were some great fights in there. Like, obviously, Bo, Holyfield, you know what I'm saying? No, there were some great fights there, you know what I'm saying? There was some great slugfest there. And we're ready to cover the 80s. So the 70s, 90s, the 70s, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, some people were born then, bro. It's the decades by the decades. It's decade by decade. Okay, 9-0. Who's 9-0? The 2000, 2009, bruh. Yeah, what is that? Your decade? That decade. Yeah, featherweights were fire. Yeah, they were. But this decade here, bruh, it's just lit. It's lit, man. So everyone's got their favorite decade depending on how they're born and how they can look back at it. You know what I mean? Because you have really and truly, you have to look back at the film. Yeah, exactly. Brera, Morales. Yeah. Right on, boy. That decade. See what I'm saying? The 2000s. That's why I said it. The 2000s. I said the 2000s. I said the 90s was good, yeah, but the 2000s was bad, bro. Come on. The 2000s. This decade here. See, Joe Kazagi really. Joe Kazagi gets in there because he beat Roy Jones and beat Hopkins. That's the only reason why he gets in this straight, you know. Winky Wright emerged because he beat Shea Mosley, and he had a fight with Fernando Vargas, and he was undisputed. He gets in, and Marquez is who would you pick these stars out of these guys here? Who's your guy of the era? Or who would you say I'm missing out? Who would you say I'm missing out of these stars? Rise of the Pac-Man, exactly. But they call it the Mexicutioner. The package, they said it's the Mexicutioner or something like that. People was like, yo, what? Yo, boy, Marquez sorted that out, man. Marquez sorted out. But Hopkins don't even get no votes, bro. It's boring, though. It's boring. It was boring. Some of these fights are boring. It's boring. It wasn't, and then we go watch Bernard Hopkins. Nah. Mayweather in the 2000, Mayweather in that around this era was nice. Mayweather was not here. Mayweather was busy. He was busy. He had some good fights in the 90s. When did he beat thingy? I think it was yeah. Mayweather had all these fights in the 2000s, some good fights in 2000s. Really good, some good fights. But my favorite fight is Evers. Yeah, exactly. Ricardo Lopez, unknown. Yeah, king of the night. Exactly. See, you already know already. Ricardo Lopez. But I think let me see, Ricardo Lopez. Where we got Ricardo Lopez? What I got Ricardo Lopez? Who's saying that? Oh yeah. Ricardo Lopez. I think I got it here actually. De La Hoya. We got here, my favorite. The 90s. Yeah, man. This some great. Some great fights, man. Some great eras of boxing, you know what I'm saying? Great eras of boxing. I think I'm missing. Why do I feel like I'm missing that one? Oh yeah, there we go. That's it. Yeah, there we go. There you go. That's it. 2000 was under, especially was unappreciated. Yeah. Don't forget about the great Macklin, the Macklin KO. Who knocked out KO? Was you talking about Jorge Highlander knocking them out? You know what I mean? Look at that. Look at this, the 90s. Look at that. And this is why I got them too, because Felix Trinidad and De La Hoya was great. The fight himself wasn't good, but the two, they carried the 90s well. They carried the 90s well. And Julio Cesar Chavez early in the 90s, from the 80s, late 80s. Ricardo Lopez, come on. Evander Holyfield, Pana Whitaker. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Canelo versus Triple D, Daddy. Yeah. Bro, the 90s was huge. Yeah. 90s is bad, man. 90s is bad. I think I got like names who need to be down. You know what I'm saying? Like when I start going down the list, like in the 80s and stuff like that, I start losing people. You know what I mean? I start losing people, but again, look, in the 70s, Muhammad Ali. That's what I think. Like, this is the thing, right? Let's talk about the 70s, right? They have the fire of the 70s. If they named it, they had the Roberto Duran. I was like, I don't agree with that, man. I don't agree with that. I think Muhammad Ali was the fire of the 70s. I think a lot of the sports writers were biased them days there, I feel. They didn't give Muhammad Ali his dust due respect, bro. He was bad in the 70s, man. They couldn't, you know what I mean? He was bad in the 70s. And you remember he was in exile because they took his passport. The welterweights in the 90s, yeah, it was fight. It was the 2000s, yeah, they were. They didn't fight each other. Did they fight each other in the 90s? Well, they did near the end of the 90s. They got their fight on. They got their fights on. But actually, you know what? You're right. No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Because Ike Corte, De La Hoya fought, and then De La Hoya fought Pana Whitaker, Camacho, them guys there. Trinidad, he has some really good fights as well. So yeah, the welterweights are good. Yeah, Trinidad. Yeah, the Trinidad and De La Hoya thing was bad. Chavez was at the end of his run and stuff like that. But to me, this is the one that I think people just throw in. They got Roberto Duran and fired. I was like, I don't agree. Just don't agree. You know what I mean? I just don't agree. I know the dominance of Mantequilla, smooth as butter, Jose Napoles, and I know the dominance of Carlos Monzo and stuff, but I just don't agree that Roberto Duran was the fighter. I know he was a great fighter in the 90s. I just got Ali. Don't know why they didn't pick Ali, bro. Whitaker, Corte, yeah, exactly, yeah. That's just me. And the fighter in the 60s has got Ali. You know Ali's the man. Ali's the man there. And then I got Ezra Charles. I picked Ezra Charles. People got Sugar Ray Robertson, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it is what it is, man. It's the decades they compare Ali to Ali. What do you mean they compare Ali to Ali? You know, Ali to Duran, man. They got Duran, the fire of the 70s. Duran, the fire of the 70s. Sugar Ray Leonard, the fire of the 80s. They got Roy Jones, fire of the 90s, which should be Evander Holyfield or Pana Whitaker. Fire of the 2000s, Mayweather. Fire of the 2010 is Mayweather. But you know what? They got Pacquiao. They picked Pacquiao, the fire from the 2000s, man. I don't know how they have that, man. You know what I mean? Look, this one here. They got Pacquiao. I was like, how you got Pacquiao, the fire of the thing? That ain't Pacquiao, man. Now he got Barrera. He got them because them guys. Marquez was still establishing himself, man. He got some good fights now. He got some fun, but Mayweather beat Marquez, bro. And Marquez, you know what I mean? Come on, man. But that's how it is, man. They didn't give Mayweather his dust too. You know what I'm saying? So Mayweather of the last decade, and they still want to give Pacquiao the thing. Duran to me was great. It was a great lightweight. Yeah, he was a great. Well, let's look about his great lightweights. These styles, yeah. Did he how he beat Ken Buchanan was a foul, bro. I don't mind the attack last decade. Nah, I don't think he was a lot. That's what I'm saying. I think they just done Mayweather because Mayweather was complaining about drugs and all that, and the sports writers are biased against him. But I don't think Pacquiao was. It was close. It was it was close. But I think Mayweather was the fight of the last decade, man. Just think he done more. You know, Pacquiao's whole thing was beating who Mayweather beat, bro. And Bob Arum was trying to get that fight in. You know what I mean? It's a shame Mayweather didn't do that fight. But people's like, well, Mayweather would have lost him then if they fought there. So yeah, well, I don't think he would have lost him, but we don't know. But that was the assumption. So on that assumption, they gave it to him. But if you put Pacquiao, let's say Pacquiao against Fernando Hernandez at featherweight, right? How would he go? How would he beat Fernando Hernandez? Let's put him against Angel Manfredi. Let's put him against Arturo Gatti. I think he might beat Arturo Gatti. respectfully, of course. Let's put him against. Let's put Manny Pacquiao for fun. Let's put him against Diego Corrales. Huh? Let's see how that goes. Let's see how that turns up. Let's see Pacquiao against you. See, and then now let's switch it around now, yeah? Let's put Mayweather against Pacquiao's opponents, right? In the early times. Against Morales, Barrera, Marquez. You see? You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like Pacquiao Mayweather does pretty well against them dudes that I feel. Even though, and even the one against Castillo, Pacquiao versus Castillo. I think Pacquiao beats Castillo though. But it would have been a hard fight for him, but that guy was strong as that guy was tough, man. I don't know, man. Pacquiao beats the Castillo. Exactly. I don't know if Pacquiao beats Castillo. Leonard, Gangs, Williams, all above Gerard. Exactly. See? See, so I'm saying appetite knows, right? So Roberto Duran in the 70s, yeah, they had him fight the decade over Ali. I was like, yo, crazy, man. You know, they got him as the great. I don't think they have him as the greatest lightweight of all time. I'm like, yo, but who he beat though, bro? Who he beat? Who he beat, bro? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Prime Castillo is a beast. Exactly. Who he beat? Like Roberto Duran, who he beat? They got him beating, carving guys up, but you know what I'm saying? So he was dominant. I'm just saying. Most of Roberto Duran's work was in the 80s, you know, beating Leonard and beating Iron Barkley. He's doing damage. He was just lightweight, come up. But that's how great he's a great fighter. I'm just saying, I just have a problem with him being fighter of the 70s. That's just me in it. How comes you? I'm only one bringing up Triple G, man. I don't think you're the only real boxing fan. Triple G, how comes you? Ain't no one talk about no Triple G, bro. He ain't fought no one. Who Triple G fought, man? Hector Camacho. You know, I'll talk about Hector Camacho, bro. Listen, that guy is dread. That Hector Camacho, he was good, man. He was very good. He was very good. He was very good. Looks like Greg Hutchin. Greg, what's his name? Greg something. What's his name again? Lost to him. He got his belt back off him though. But you know, Pacquiao, Cotto would have been on the list with that Margarito thing. And then obviously the Shea Mosley thing and then Mayweather thing. So it all comes in, it all goes back into circles again. You know what I'm saying? Like, they lost. Who you lose to, but I beat them. You know, so that's how that works. You know what I'm saying? That's how that works. But guys, you know, coming into the next decade, all the names, right? If you look at the next decade, coming into the next decade, some of these guys don't make it. Like, in this decade, yeah, they all here, but all these names are cut. Like Vladimir's retired, Mayweather's retired, Pacquiao's on death's door, Canelo's ready to go out as well. So enough of these names are gonna be gone into the next decade. Half them guys ain't gonna be fighting. These are the look of the new decade. Charlos, Shakir Stevenson, in a way, Tank Davis, Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Daniel Dubois. They're kind of the faces of the next decade. You know what I mean? Coming through, in my opinion. So. Hey man, I hope you guys enjoy it, man. It was real enjoyable doing it with you guys. Really great watching or going through the list. Let me make the screen back in again. But fight of the decade. I enjoyed it, man. And then we go do listen, maybe I'll do another one in another 10 years, right? I don't know, maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe not actually. Not too sure about that. 100, I think it was that one. Yeah, I think it was 100 like that. So what will we do here? Go back to my thing. Okay. Share this. Yeah, that was quite enjoyable, man. I enjoyed that, man. Reading the comments as well. Good. So these are the standard. I think if they had a Mount Rushmore, if they had a Mount Rushmore of heads, yeah, I think one more being, I think it's either going to be Harry Greb or it's going to be Henry Armstrong. Nah, take that back. Joe Louis. I think Joe Louis gets in there, man. I think they put Joe Louis in there. Let me see what you got here. What are you saying in this comment here? I'm going to start calling it anyways. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. What's that mean? I'm not too sure. But anyways, I've been here way too long. Way too long. Okay, Sheikh even Benazides next decade. Oh, you talking about the next decade? Exactly, the next decade. Too cool to get joke. That's a joke. Okay. Now move on. Okay. Okay. Shakir Stevenson and Benavides, you got them in the next decade. Cool. We have to see. That's what I think so. I think so. You know what I'm saying? I think so. I could easily see them guys in the next decade for real. All right, what's that? See. Anyways, enough of the jokes. You guys make sure you subscribe. You ain't so already. I'm EJ Boxing Live. Thank you, Hepatite. Yeah. Thank you, Zone. Thank you, D Stars. Thank you, all you guys in the chat. Thank you, Aztec 101. Thank you. Who also got in this to thank? Man, all you guys appreciate it, man. You guys hanged around and kept me supported going through this, man. So I really enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Always think of new ideas to try and make it. SSB 28. Thanks, appreciate it. And who else we got off in there? And obviously my man Tuku just is it Tackle Bernstein? Tackle Bernstein. Appreciate it as well, man. I'm EJ Boxing Live. I appreciate you guys coming over. And you're thinking the numbers will start picking up right now, even though I'm breaking out, man. He's breaking out, right? Appreciate you guys coming over. And I'll catch you on the next one. Let me see you. Peace. Nice one.